Are you Christian?
No.
Are you atheist?
Yes.
Okay, do I think? I don't think. I know he's God. I believe. No,
Uh,
I know. I know he's God.
okay. So you say Jesus is the truth. How is it that he's the truth when he gets the biology of an animal wrong?
In what way? In what way?
So in Leviticus chapter 11 verses 1 to 5, it says, "Thus says the Lord," and he gives a law. He's giving the dietary laws about what animals you can and can't eat based on whether they chew cud and have hoofed feet and stuff like that. And
Okay.
in Leviticus 11 1 to 5, it says that rock badgers, or what's called in the Bible hyraxes, but it's rock badgers, chew cud, which is they regurgitate their food and eat it again. But if you look it up, rock badgers physically cannot do that. They don't have chambered stomachs, so they're not physically capable of chewing the cud. But God says that they do. So how do you square that away?
Are you saying that you don't believe in God because of a rock badger?
I'm saying I don't believe in God because he gets things wrong and he's supposed to be all knowing.
Let me refer you to my friend Rain. Rain knows more about this than I do.
Yeah, sure.
I I really don't
To
know.
be
I
honest,
really,
I'm not super familiar with rock badgers or what they
yeah,
actually
no.
were biblically. At the end of the day, cud. I don't even know what cud is.
No, it's
But
it's
They
when
re-chew
an
their food
animal,
and regurgitate it. Yeah.
yeah,
and he's talking about what animal? A
rock
rock badger.
badger,
What is that?
or aka what's called in the Bible a hyrax, but it's a rock badger. And it doesn't say it's coming from a human, by the way. A lot of people try to say, well, that's a human law. No, it says, "Thus says the Lord." The Lord spoke to God and
And the Lord
someone
spake
else.
unto Moses and Aaron, saying
Yeah.
unto
This is
them,
actually the first time I've heard this argument
yes, me
regarding
too. I've
Leviticus.
never came across this. And the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron,
70,
saying unto them, what
70.
was,
Yeah.
what was that, Lex?
Yeah, I was just speaking. 70, have you ever been a Christian?
Yeah, I was a Christian up until like a year ago.
Oh, okay, so you were born a Christian.
Yeah.
Okay, so um, have you really read the Bible properly?
I started to, but I deconstructed about halfway through.
What made you do that?
I was trying to like really get right with God, so I started reading the Bible on my own, like from I was trying to read it from front to back, but halfway through, I was deeply troubled with the problem of evil, of God sending someone to hell for basically what amounts to non-belief, even though you can't control what you believe, and so that got me thinking like, wow, is God really just? Like, I mean, I can't really worship this guy if it doesn't make sense. If God isn't just, then that would mean he's a liar, and if he's a liar, then that would mean he's like
Okay.
wrong, like a liar. Yeah, like sorry, I stutter a
So
little bit.
you think God is
No,
a
that's
liar?
okay.
Yes.
That's okay.
You think God is a liar? Is there any other verse that you've seen that you say, well, God is lying in this verse?
Yeah, it's also I'm sure you've heard of this one too. The Deuteronomy 22 13 to 21 about the law about the virgin.
Are your parents still Christian?
Uh, some of my family, most of them don't really practice. Like they've never really practiced Christianity, but they would. If you ask them, they would say yes, they're Christian. But uh, so you could say yeah.
Okay, have you had these conversations with them?
Nah, but they listen to me like I listen to this type of stuff on the TV. A lot of atheist stuff, so they know I'm atheist and stuff.
Hey, so I did want to address the thing regarding the rock badger, or whatever the rodent.
Mm.
The reason why they were ritually unclean, according to Scripture, I understand what the text there says, but it's talking about the way that they chew is like they chew cud.
Wrong. That's a lie that he had to tell himself so he could sleep at night. It clearly says in verse 5, the rock badger, for even though it chews the cud, not that it appears to chew the cud, but that it chews the cud. Christianity would die if it wasn't for lies.
So the way they move their jaw,
Yeah.
we saying they're ritually unclean.
You know, like this, look.
I know, but they don't actually chew cud. That's the point.
It's not saying that they actually chew cud. You realize also Hebrew was a lost language, right? That we rebuilt how things would have been read. It was lost.
It was actually Paleo Hebrew.
Are you saying the people who wrote the Bible got it wrong?
No, I'm
No.
trying to explain to you what happened. So,
Translation.
so here's the point. The Hebrew language was lost. Okay, and this would have happened at the first Tower of Babel, the Babylonian exile, and then also later on when Jesus was around. Then, fast forward about 2,000 ish years, they finally got together and tried to rebuild it based on the modern changes over 2,000 years later.
Oh yeah, I know all
You
that.
realize how much a language changes and how different groups, right, had to come together and rebuild it. The point is that the language was fundamentally different.
Are you saying so? You're saying that the people who wrote the Bible got it wrong?
No, I'm trying to explain to you the Bible was
Yeah,
written
come back.
correctly. Our understanding of it might be skewed in from the Hebrew, which is the original language.
So you are saying the people who wrote the Bible got it wrong? Blah blah blah. He just keeps saying the same thing over and over again. So I'll just skip to the part where he admits that's exactly what he's saying. You are basically saying that the people who wrote the Bible got it wrong because you're saying that
No, I'm
because
not.
hold on. You're saying that because Hebrew is a revived language, that basically the people who translated the Bible, uh, because Hebrew was lost, they translated the words wrong. So that's why we have a quote unquote wrong interpretation. Are you? Am I wrong?
I mean, technically, if you're going off the English version, I was more so going off of how they interpret it. But yes, that would be true.
I mean, would you
In the
like to get
English
it into
version, I would
Hebrew?
say it's a little off.
Well, do you know Hebrew to know that it's off?
The Hebrew language of today isn't the same
No, I know
as
that.
the old Hebrew.
Trust me, I
I've
I know
got
that.
some.
You don't have to
It's
keep repeating
close,
that.
but not
You
perfect.
don't have to keep repeating that Hebrew is a
But
revived language. I know that. I agree with that.
70,
Jesus said
70,
everything will pass away, all languages will pass away, but
70,
my word will never pass away.
70. You also said you had a problem with God because of Deuteronomy from 13 to 21,
Yeah,
right? And I would say that you have a problem with verses 20 and 21.
it's chapter 22, verses 13 to 21.
Yeah, 22, 13 to 21. You would have a problem with verses 21 and 22.
Well, all the verses from 13 to 21, but yeah.
But specifically would be the tokens of their virginity to be not found in the damsel, right?
Yes.
So you interpret this as though grape.
Oh no.
What are you saying?
I'm saying that he gets female's anatomy wrong. So in verses 13 to 21, it's basically saying a husband is accusing his wife of not being a virgin. And so the way they figure out if she's a virgin or not, they have a test is to see if she bled on the sheet, on the marital
Yeah, the
sheet.
clavicle has to be broken and there's blood.
Yeah, and if she did not bleed, then she is stoned to unalivement because she is not a virgin, right?
Yeah.
So that implies that anyone who does not bleed is not a virgin, right?
I would guess.
But the thing about that is, it's scientifically proven that only about 50% of women bleed when they lose their virginity and the other half don't bleed. So it's a literally 50-50. Sorry guys, I wanted to go through this because later on I get it wrong in saying that women during biblical times, like hard labor and stuff like them walking up hills and stairs and stuff caused their hymen to tear. I was wrong about that, and I mean I was wrong in the video, but I wanted to go over what it actually says so you guys can be informed. So if God was all knowing, he would know that that is an unreliable way to test for virginity. And even in the modern day, in our day and age, with all the technology we have, we still don't have a 100% reliable way to figure out if a woman is a virgin or not because their hymens can tear from things other than sexual activity. For example, they could ride bikes, physical activity from sports and stuff like that can break the hymen. So that's not a
So
reliable way.
would you say that God would know how accidentally a woman's hymen is not broken?
Yes.
Would you say would God would know that?
Yes.
Okay, so do you think that the women whose hymen was broken accidentally, that they got stoned
Yes.
and God allowed it? You think God is that cruel? You think God is that like this is what he would do? Well, it didn't bleed. So I guess we're gonna let them unalive them.
Yes,
Is
it
that what
says
you think?
exactly that in the Bible.
Well,
So here's the issue I have with this, right? You want to special plead an exception, right? That this would somehow be an unreliable metric for figuring out whether or not someone is or is not a virgin. However, most of the people, right, that would have been older would have either been married or known a man, right? The reason why the judgment was coming upon them, right, is he's referring to checking younger girls, okay, that shouldn't have their hymen broken. And it doesn't usually come from physical activity. Just to be clear, there were no bikes back then.
right.
I'm sure we can agree to that, right, Seven?
There's no
Yeah, it
bicycles.
doesn't have to be bikes. It can be other
Yeah,
physical
yeah.
activities such as walking
Give me
upstairs can
give
do
me
it.
a logical thing that would happen without people knowing.
What do you mean?
A
What would
logical
happen
scenario
to
back then.
a
That means the
virgin
Dark
that would
Ages.
cause her hymen to
Hymen to
break?
tear.
Walking upstairs, walking up a hill.
There was stairs then.
Yeah,
Show me where that happens, where a hymen tears from walking up the stairs.
that's not in the
Cite a
Bible.
source. No, show me a source
You can look it
that
up.
agrees with you, a medical source that agrees with you. That even walking up the stairs can tear the hymen.
We can just
I
look
don't
it up
believe
on
you.
Google. Can one of you go Google it real quick?
You don't know the answer to this?
I'm saying we can Google it right now.
Why
Sure,
do we
here.
have to Google it right now? I mean, I don't have no problem Googling it, but why do we have to Google it?
So we can see whether I'm telling the truth or not.
So we would have to. This is the only way we could ascertain by Google.
Right now, yeah. I don't have a medical book with me right now.
Okay, so back then, right? Did they have medical books?
Obviously not.
Did they have Google?
No. What's your point?
It says no, a hymen cannot tear or completely tear from walking up the stairs. So you lied.
I'm not lying, bro.
I
Hold on.
just looked it up.
Hold on a
I
sec.
just
Google disagrees with
Hold
you.
on a sec. I'll
Googled
be
it.
right back.
I
I'll
just Googled
screenshot
it.
it.
Hold
I
on.
just
I'll
Googled
be
it.
right back.
You sure you don't want me to screenshot it?
It
Rain,
just
No, you
said
can
that
can you
yes,
screenshot
it
it.
shot?
can tear
You can
from
Can you
one
screenshot it.
show
end.
I'm
me,
saying
brother?
I'll be
I'll
right
give it a
back.
big
I
screen.
need to go check it up myself.
I'll give it a big
Okay, that's
screen.
fine.
Hold on. I'll be right back, guys.
Okay. Okay. And no, a hymen cannot rip or completely tear from walking or going upstairs.
Yeah, sorry, I got that wrong.
You got that wrong?
Yeah, I got that wrong.
It says it's literally very hard to do from normal movement,
Yeah.
Okay,
everyday
but
physical exercise, walking,
it
climbing
can
stairs,
happen
bending
from
over.
accumulative things over time, right?
Again, we're talking about like 13 or 14-year-olds, so I think that would be unlikely.
Brother,
Again, not
what
everyone
I'm
has to
trying to
bleed when they
explain
lose
to
their
you,
virginity.
Yeah, that's
We're
my
what I'm
talking about
point.
the
trying
hymen not being there. That's what we're referring to.
Well,
70,
you can look
70,
up can females hymens tear from things other than actual
70,
activity.
70,
Yeah.
70. Can I speak for a second, brother?
Yeah,
I
you
don't
got
mean
it.
to cut you off. Okay. So you think that a young girl that's a virgin, right? You think that God would allow her to get stoned if she really is a virgin and if she
Yes.
don't believe? You think that God would allow her to get stoned for that? You
Yes.
think that God wouldn't make a way and say, okay, no, she's and her husband is with her and he loves her and she's a virgin and it's okay and everything and she bleeds and all that.
Right. I think God would let her
So
get
you
stoned
think that God
because
would see a person that's keeping her chastity and for some reason or another, let's say her hymen did get broken by walking up a hill or falling down a pile of rocks or whatever, her hymen got broken.
Stephen,
You
can I
think
just say
that
this?
God would allow her to get stoned on it because of an accident?
yes.
And Stephen, could I just state this? I want you to understand the actual God that you're talking about here. This is the same God that sent three virgins to speak to Paul, a prophet, just to stop him from being thrown in jail, like warning him. Same God that sent the prophet Nathan to speak to David and to basically tell him, hey, you sinned.
It's
Okay.
the same
The
God
same
that
God that could send any one of the prophets throughout all of history just to send that specific message to whoever was in charge of that, Moses or whoever, to not stone that specific person.
hold on, can I get a word in now? You gonna say a lot of stuff that I want to respond to each one.
Yeah.
This is
Go
the
ahead.
same God that said you can grape women.
Book, chapter, and verse.
Where's that? You could rape women. Where?
Deuteronomy chapter 21, verses 10 to 14. There's multiple, but this is just the first one.
Is this the one where they have to pay the 50 shekels?
Nah, that's Deuteronomy 22.
Okay, you seem to know a lot about women being raped and virgins and stuff like that. Well, why?
Oh, because I looked this stuff up when I was looking up the Bible. I was looking up things the Bible gets
So
wrong.
was you looking at the Gospels or you was looking at into the law?
Obviously, I know everybody knows about the gospel.
Everybody?
Yes, everybody's heard John 3:16, for God so loved the world.
So yeah, you want to talk about this?
So what's
Yeah.
the problem with that?
No,
Okay.
I understand what he's trying to say. Let me
No,
just break it
I'm
down for you.
asking him. I'm asking him. What's the problem with that?
So this clearly condones rape, because if someone is a captive implies that they are somewhere that they do not, well, that they're not there of their own free will, right?
But does it say for them? Does it say for the man to touch her for
Hold
30
on.
days, not to touch her for 30 days?
Hold on.
How's it rape?
Does captive mean you're somewhere with not of your own free
Well,
will?
let me ask you this: if they didn't unalive the women, right, during the war, right?
Hold on. I'll answer your question. You got to answer mine though. You can't just shift the topic. I like an answer to my question.
I'll give
I
you
would
the
love to
answer.
answer the
I'd love to
question.
answer you. Go ahead.
Okay. Does being a captive imply that you were somewhere not of your own free will?
Originally, yes.
Originally, yeah.
Okay. And if you look up the definition of actual assault, it is any actual contact that is not given with clear and concise consent, or that is forced upon someone because of certain circumstances. For example, coercion, captivity, drunkenness, or slash impairedness,
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that. In Deuteronomy 21, it's describing a situation where a woman is a captive, so she's not there of her own free will, and she's in a coercive situation where a people group just slaughtered her people group, and
I can't wait to respond to this.
there's likely a chance that she can't do anything. She can't just run away, and if she tries to turn down this guy, trying to make her his husband, his wife, then she could get hurt and stuff like that. So it's a coercive situation. Therefore, it's actual assault.
Yeah, completely wrong. So now let me respond. Okay, so I guess you never read the context of Deuteronomy to know that it's actually punishable by death to rape a woman. But I guess you don't bother reading context as an
In certain
atheist.
situations, yeah.
No, hold
In
on.
certain
I'm not quite
situations, it's
done.
not.
Hold on. I'm not quite done. So hold on. Just
Did
to
he
be
let
very
you speak,
clear.
right, 70?
You said
And
what?
you try to say that, and you try to
Did he
make the
let you
argument.
speak?
What?
Did he let you speak?
Yeah.
Could you let him respond now?
Yeah, he can
Yeah.
respond.
So yeah. So here's the issue, right? Even if I go to the rabbinic sources, okay, they even say if the woman didn't want to be there, you let her go, and she'd be free.
Doesn't say that in the Bible though.
Okay. Secondly, the whole point of you making her look ugly, okay, for lack of a better word, shaving her head, having her grow out her nails, okay, is to prevent anything like that from happening, to even look at her with lust.
Yeah, that's exactly why it says, suppose you see among the captives a beautiful woman whom you desire and want to marry.
Okay. Then, if you tried to, right, after she was done grieving, you said, hey, do you want to stay here? Do you want to be my wife? If she didn't want to and was still angry at you, even though you didn't really do anything, it doesn't say that this person slaughtered her family.
Yeah, guys, why would a woman possibly be mad at you if you just took her captive after your people group just got done slaughtering her people group? Come on, guys.
Okay, you tried to make her your wife. If she doesn't want to and you have no pleasure in her, you let her go.
Did I miss the part where it said she had a choice?
It doesn't say you hid her. That was punishable again by death, mind you. Okay.
Don't sell her.
You don't sell her. Okay? And the context of this verse literally refutes your whole position. And don't think God won't bring this up to you on Judgment Day, that it's literally in the law that if you did what you're trying to suggest that they were commanded to do here, okay, they would have been stoned, struck dead. Do
Okay.
you want the context?
No, the context doesn't matter because the context doesn't justify
Context
Okay,
doesn't
then
matter.
not
then
grape.
you don't care about what it actually says. He didn't rape them. You're gonna
I've
keep
already
lying.
read what it says.
You
I know
don't
the
care about
context.
context.
I fully know the context. Okay, so
So
anyway,
if you walk into a conversation and you just start yapping, right? And you start defending somebody, right? That just slaughtered somebody or did something, so you don't know the context
I told
of
you I
what's
know the
going on, right?
context.
Huh?
I told you I know the context.
He just doesn't care about it.
Oh, you don't care about the context. Okay.
I do care about the context. The context just doesn't turn
No,
it.
you said earlier you don't care about the context.
The context doesn't make it not grape.
Okay, how?
Is there any
How
situation that
Lorraine
would
just
change
told
it?
you in the law, it says that if you grape a woman, it's punishable by death.
Because this situation is clearly grape and it's not punished by death.
Okay, so this is
It
why you're
doesn't
not.
say that the guy
This,
raped her.
It
it
doesn't have
doesn't
to
say
say that
anything
he
about
raped her.
grape. It doesn't say anything about grape.
Yeah, we can look at context clues, right?
No, you said no. You said no context. It's
I
no.
didn't
It's
say
no
no
matter.
context. Now you're just being disingenuous.
No, it
No,
says
you know
you
what's
don't care about
disingenuous
the
here?
context. It says you don't care about the context.
When we
Here's
look at
the
the
thing,
context
you
and
don't
compare
care
it to
about
the
the
definition of
context.
actual assault, it matches almost perfectly
All
with
right,
the
all right.
definition of actual assault.
Let's.
So I'll state real quick why it's not rape. So real quick, okay, if
Rain,
there's
what
a
is?
captive, okay, captive of war, okay, in the scenario, he's
Mhm.
saying, right, if you see a beautiful woman there, okay, you can take her to your home, okay, allow her to stay with you, shave her head so you're not tempted or whatever, okay, this is what God said. Then,
Let her
if
remain
she is
30 days with
willing,
you.
because otherwise it's rape,
Right.
okay, which is punishable by death, you stay with her. If you still choose that you do not want her, you let her go. If she doesn't want to be there, you're not going to want her. Why? Because the consequences of you trying to have sex with her against her will is death. That's the context. Just like in today's society, you don't get to pick and choose which laws apply and which ones don't.
But the thing that breaks your whole argument is that she's a captive of war. So that breaks your whole
And that doesn't
argument
break
down.
my argument at all.
70. Can I explain something to you, please? Because I haven't had a chance to give you my explanation.
Yeah, go ahead.
At that time, would you say that women were like degraded, right?
Absolutely. Scholars would agree
Okay.
with me too.
Okay. Women were degraded. So did women have land, and once their husband were captive or died or unalived or whatever, their sons, did women have any rights to property or anything?
No.
Okay, so every all kinds of women, not just Jewish women, whatever, Hebrew, all of them, right?
Right.
Like, a woman was a second class citizen, you could per se,
Right.
right?
I agree.
Right. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
Okay, so after a war, right, and all the men are unalive or captive or whatever, so these women would just, if they would wander off somewhere, right, what would happen to them?
They'll probably die if you're taking into account that
Right,
God doesn't
right.
exist.
So during this time, God knew, God understood, right? Because this was a pretty primitive time in history, right? Right? So God knew that, if you see someone and her husband or her boyfriend, or she's not married, she's not gonna have any rights to anything. So you can take her, okay, and bring her into your home to be a wife. Now, it's not saying for her to be a schmeck slave. Don't touch her for 30 days. Shave her head, okay? And then if she doesn't want to stay with you, don't sell her.
Oh,
Don't
that's
get
wrong,
rid
by the
of
way.
her. Don't beat her, right?
It's not if she doesn't want to stay with you, it's if you don't want her.
If she wasn't willing, okay, and you did have sex with her against her will, and she got out of the house and told even a single Jew, okay, after that she was being held against her will and that you raped her, okay, you would be stoned to death. So any Jew growing up in that society would not have, okay, known her, if you will, had sex with her.
Uh,
That's the whole point.
where does it say that in the Bible? Where does it say if she's not willing?
Deuteronomy, if you rape somebody
No,
or
where does
rape
it
your
say that in
wife,
Deuteronomy 21,
you will,
20,
yeah,
10 and
it says it
14?
in Deuteronomy prior to this.
Where does it
This is
say it in 10 to
contextual.
14?
Okay, so now we're asking for a verbatim fallacy, excluding the context that would have forbid it.
Where does it say she has a choice in this in 10 to 14?
If she didn't want to have sex with you and you still took it, okay, and still tried to make her your wife and didn't let her go, guess what? She'd still be allowed of the house.
Where does it
Okay,
say that
because she
in
would be your
verses
wife,
10
a
to
Jewish
14?
citizen. Hold on, I'm trying to explain to you.
You're not
Okay, just
explaining
like
to me. You're just trying to do apologetics.
no, you're still just not listening. And if you don't want to listen, then there's no changing your mind.
I've been
You're
listening to
not
you.
coming out of it with understanding. No Jew, okay, would have taken the risk of being stoned between 2 or 3 witnesses because they wanted to rape them and keep them captive. In fact, if they were your wife, they would be allowed to leave the house.
They would
If they
not be
even met one
stoned if
Jew
that
and
was a war
said,
captive. That's the difference.
again, she's no longer a war captive when you take her into your house.
Yes,
That's
she
the whole point.
is.
That's why she goes free if she doesn't want to stay.
What does it give her the choice where she wants to stay or not? In verses 10 to 14.
Again, if you try to keep her against her will,
Where does it say
you
that in
would be
verses 10 to 14?
okay. Just kick this dude. He's
Exactly.
insufferable.
What does it mean to be a captive?
It says verbatim in the
To be a
context.
captive means to be
In the
somewhere you're
context,
not of your
contextually,
own free
if
will.
they kept them
That
against
is
their
the
will,
definition of not
if they
being
kept
willing.
them against their will,
They
they
are
would
already
be.
there against their will
They
because
wouldn't
they're
be considered
captives.
a servant
They're
or a
already
slave.
against their
Sorry,
will because
they
they're
would be
All
captives.
right,
even if you
but
wanted to make
70, you already conceded that you said if Israel would let them go, they would be unalived automatically, or they would probably be raped by the other nations anyway.
I didn't say that.
Yes, you did.
You did absolutely
When did I say that?
You
that they would
when I
probably
asked you
die.
earlier, they would die.
I said they have a justified fear that if they say no, they will be hurt.
You did not say
That's
the words
not what you
justified
said.
fears.
No, you did
Keep
not say
on
that.
trying to
Yeah, that's
reframe it.
obviously a what's it called? It's not exactly what I said. I
Yeah,
said
it's
something.
exactly what you
No,
said. You
that's
did
I
not
said
exactly what
say.
you. I said these women. I said I explained it right. Women didn't have any rights at that time.
yeah, and whose
Without a
fault was that?
husband, without a son, right?
Men's.
No, it was God's law. God
Okay,
made
just
it that
kick this
way.
No,
guy. I'm so done
without a
with this fool.
husband, even other nations, without a husband, without a son, they wasn't entitled to anything. And if Israel would have just let them go off on their own, they would be probably be raped and unalived. Over here, okay, yeah, amongst the captives, they were brought into a house. They were cared for.
What does it mean to be a captive again? Does it
Just
mean you're
kick
there
this
of your own
dude.
free
I mean,
will?
Can you go take anyone and bring them into your wherever, a barn, a house, a basement, a warehouse, and keep them there for 30 days locked up in a chain? Can you do that?
No.
Okay, it doesn't say here that she's got chains on her, or he's saying I want you to be my wife. What does the word wife mean?
Someone you're married to. That's a female.
Someone you're married to, and wife means someone you take care of, right?
Yeah, but again, where does this? What does captive mean?
I know what captive means. I'm asking you about today.
A captive means the same thing today as it did back then.
Okay, but is it more likely today in a war, like when war happens and a woman's husband gets unalived, right? Does she have more rights today than they did then?
Yeah,
How much rights does a woman inherit? The house, the bank account, the car? Does she work? A woman in those days was a second class citizen. Would you agree?
yeah, because God said it would be
So
that way.
if Israel went to war, unalived all their males, right? Their
Mm.
husbands, their sons, all unalived, and then you take them into your home and you want them to be your wife, right?
She doesn't have a
And
choice.
30
Yeah,
days later, saying if she's not willing to stay, then let her go. Don't sell
Not if
her.
she's not willing. If he's not willing.
Okay, either or. If he's
No,
not willing,
it's what's it called? It's a big significance to that.
and if it she shall not have no delight, if she, it says it, if she shall delight in her, then he shall let her go, whether she wilt.
Is that the KJV?
No,
What is that?
no. You're reading KJV.
No, the KJV.
Sir,
Which version is that?
I'm not reading NIV. I'm not reading anything else. I'm reading the KJV. Yes, I'm reading KJV.
Yeah, I figured that's why. You should read the
Why? What are you
NRSVUE.
reading?
NRSVUE.
NIV.
No,
Okay,
NRSVUE.
and okay,
New
so
Revised Version.
you're using a version. Okay, you're using a version of the Bible that constitutes and makes your case.
Yeah, everybody knows that the KJV was
When the original wording is if she wilt.
that's not the original wording though.
Okay, so the one you have is the original.
It's as close to the original as possible.
Okay, so it says in your Bible that you're an unbeliever and you want me to believe you now.
Oh, you don't have to take my word for it. You can look it up. Which version
No,
is?
I got it. I got the word. It's saying here she
No,
wilt
I'm
in your
saying we can
Bible.
look up
Does it?
which
No, hold
Bible
it.
version is
70,
more
70.
accurate to the
I
Hebrew.
don't want to continue having this argument with you, brother. Listen to me. In your Bible, does it say she wills? If she wills?
No.
No? Okay, so then you have a problem then, my brother.
Hello, you're a KJV only.
No.
So you think the scholars who wrote the what's it called the NRSVUE are wrong?
Okay, you're reading a Bible that's thought for thought, not word for word.
Yeah, it's the one that Bible colleges use.
I don't care.
It's a significance because the
I
Bible
don't. I
colleges
really.
thought that the KJV was the
I
one
really
best
don't
for.
care. I really here and let her go whether she will.
Why don't you read it from the NRSVUE, see if it says anything different?
I don't want to read it from the NIV. There's no reason to.
Oh,
Why should I?
okay. Let's move.
Do you know that NIV was written and authored by two LGBTQ men?
It's cool. But the original doesn't say that though. That's a KJV thing.
Oh, so you got a problem with KJV?
Yeah.
Oh, that's your problem. So that's why you're not Christian. That's why you're not a believer because of KJV.
No. I
And
told you
what's
why I
your?
wasn't a Christian.
Because you just don't believe in God.
Why don't I? I already told you why I don't believe in
So
God.
you don't
Why
believe
did I
in
say I
God
don't believe in
because
God?
you don't. Just tell me this one thing, and I won't argue with you. I'll let you win the argument. You're not. You don't believe in God because of this verse right here.
No. I originally started to not believe in God because I don't see any, like I see him as evil, which is contradictory to
But
his
why are
all
you
good
so
nature.
captivated on this verse? Why is
Because
it this one? Why is this one in another Bible that is not word for word, but it is thought for thought?
whatever, brother, you got it,
Can you
man.
hear me? Can you hear me? You're
Uh,
reading a Bible
would you like to
that's
talk about
a
slavery?
thought, a man's thought. Another man like you said, you know what? KJV says if she will, take that out. This don't prove our narrative.
No, the
Let me ask you
KJV
something. Let me ask you something. How old are you?
22, man. Why are you trying to preach to me now?
22? Huh?
Are you trying to preach to me now?
Preach to you?
Yeah, you've been getting off
Preach to you about
topic
what?
from the Bible to
Preach to you
personal
about
attacks
what?
now.
Preach to you about what?
Cause that's what most Christians do. They try to get your age and stuff like that to try to preach to you. Like
No,
you're
I
22.
want to get I
You
want
got a
to get
whole
your
life ahead of
age.
you.
I want to get your
You should give
age
your
for
life to
one
God.
reason. Could you relax? Could you relax?
Yeah, you got
I
to go
want
ahead.
to get, I want to get your age. I mean, you're 22, which is fine. I don't care if you're 22 or if you're 42. You understand? So, did you go to college?
No,
No. Where'd you learn this from?
mostly YouTube, believe it or not.
So you went on YouTube and you decided, you know what, this guy sounds pretty good. I'm not gonna be a believer in God no more.
Nah, I believed it because he has scripture to back it up. He's I listened to this guy named you should check him out. He's called Deconstruction Zone. Shout out to Deconstruction Zone, the Bible guy, and Dan McClellan, by the way. Go check them all out. He actually went to Bible college, which is how I know about the NRSVUE, which is it's the one they use in Bible colleges. He learned Hebrew and Greek, so he knows the original verses.
So
And
you're taking his word for it.
no, he speaks Hebrew.
No, so what?
He knows the original
I mean, so what?
so he knows which translation is more accurate. And he
But
says,
explain to me, what does that do for you?
okay, we're getting way off topic.
Yeah, we're getting. You said you believe this because of the context. You don't care about the context, right? And when I said if she will, you went totally off the grid. You lost it.
Sure, we can drop it then.
I want to know. You talked. You didn't talk. You don't know what this guy believes. Just because he speaks Hebrew, right? Does that make him correct?
It makes him correct in knowing which translation is more accurate, yes.
Okay, so if I know more Hebrew than him, and I go on YouTube and I disprove him, would you believe in me?
If your arguments were sufficient, yeah.
Okay, so you're going on men's understanding, any man's understanding.
Yeah.
Whoever's got the better argument, like the fastest gun in the West,
Yes.
right?
What
So
point are you
that has
getting to?
nothing to. What I'm getting to is that you're not putting your faith in nothing. You're putting your faith in a man. And here's the
Oh
point.
boy, now you're preaching to me. You're about to say why I should put my faith in God, right?
No,
What are you about to say then?
if I go around to every single person and say, what do you believe? Oh, you speak Arab, you speak Hebrew, you speak Lithuanian, you speak this, you speak that. So let me hear all the arguments, and I'm gonna put my faith and my trust in whatever this guy, whatever sounds better to me. Okay, you win the argument, so I'll believe in you.
What point are you making?
Is that you put your trust in your faith in men?
Sure, yeah. I agree.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, so should we move on to slavery? You know about slavery in the Bible?
Whatever I bring to you, you're gonna. So, all right, are these black slaves?
No.
No. Are these white slaves? What are they?
Just foreign slaves. Anyone who's not an Israelite.
Okay. So you want to go to slavery?
Yeah, I like to go to slavery.
Yeah, you like that?
Yeah.
So what you like to do is you like to troll Christian lives, and
How
you
am I
like to
trolling?
prove that you troll. You're a troll.
How am I a troll?
I talked to you before. I remember you.
What's my
You're a
name?
troll. Your name is 70, whatever.
What's my? I mean, I haven't talked to you before, dude.
No.
Well, do you want
Okay,
to get to
so
slavery or no?
no.
Okay, well, fuck you then.